Alright, it is 10:57 a.m. and I want to go over a trade I had with NSAV as well as some thoughts with GTII. No, I was not a part of this, but I was looking at NSAV because of the fact that it was trying to uptrend. It was uptrending over the past few days, as you can see in this 30-day chart, and it wasn't looking too bad for a potential break past a round number of 14, and then it could ideally get to the 15s. And I was watching it a really long time ago. In fact, let me try to get a screenshot of this. This was a bit later, actually, but at the time I was trading it when it was topping right here, and as you can see, the high was 139, so it was trying to do a break past 14 and then maybe be like a further spike towards the upside. And this seller, as you can see at 15, was always there. Sometimes it would disappear temporarily, but it would come back. So that was one thing that was not really something that I was looking forward to. But I did take into consideration and I bought 15,000 shares, and it was actually I think it was 139 and a half. The ask, I think the ask was, yeah, no, actually the ask was 139. I guess I'll check. Maybe maybe I made something here, but um yeah, maybe. I don't know. At 9:42 right here I was in at 139, and no, I think my sell was 138 and a half. Yeah, I think that was the case. I was in right here and it just wasn't working out. I just got out of it very quickly because of the fact that a new 400K seller showed up at the ask when I got in. It looked like it was actually trying to break past the level because there wasn't a lot of people there anymore at 139. So that's why I took that buy. But once that 400K seller showed up, I got out the next minute, 9:42, and I think I got out at 138 and a half. I think that was the case there. So I don't know. I think I lost 75 pennies. And I did have a few attempted buys with GTII, but this one is just hard to trade. I did try to buy at 936, 100 shares at 413, and I liked it because it had like a little baby panic, and then it started to bounce and break above VWAP, and then when it was starting to trade in a little range right here, right below this high, high of day right here at 414, I did try to get in at 413 at 936, which was this candle right here. I just didn't get filled. It was way too fast. And then as you can tell, it jumped on the air and got even higher. And it made a super nice uptrend. I just wasn't filled. I really hope I can be able to trade the setups that work and then not trade the setups that don't work, because it seems like it's been backwards pretty recently, and it's just not something that I'm too happy with. And I was also watching GTII for a trend line break, which I don't understand why it doesn't show up. Oh, there it is. So I did also try to take into consideration a buy right here because it was looking like an inverse head and shoulders, the shoulder that had the shoulder. And there was a point where I was trying to be interested in it right here when it looked like this part was going to be the shoulder, but I didn't like how it was just following this downtrending trend line. And I had a trade not too long ago with an inverse head and shoulders just the other day with GPOX, and this one did not work out. As you can see, this one was an inverse head and shoulders that I tried trading the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. And it was something similar where there was this trend line and it did break past it briefly, but it immediately came back under it. So I was taking that into consideration. So when it started to drop more and it got to the point where the head was, I was still interested in it. And then it looked really nice at I think it was this candle at 1044, but I hated how quickly it shot up, and it did get to this 430 level, although I think it was just somebody with a market order that got wrecked. And at that point, it just kind of threw off the whole pattern, but in theory, it did make that nice move. It would have been pretty cool if I were to have been in at maybe 415, or I guess I still have it here at 418. 418 to the 450. So that was a setup right there. So that's pretty much it. NSAV, I have no interest in trading it, but I guess let's just see what it is doing, at least according to a trend line. It got more aggressive later. I mean, sure, it could be a dip buy setup, but I'm not too interested in trading. I just kind of got thrown off from dip buying stocks that are down a lot because GPOX yesterday. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there was one more setup. This one was just fast. I didn't have much time to look at it, but this one worked out. This one broke the day high right here at 337, and it did make a move to the 340s, almost the 350s. No, actually, yeah, I got to the 350s. That's pretty much it. Just one trade that didn't work out. Not down like another crazy amount like yesterday. A little more hesitant on considering dip buying stocks that are down a lot on the day, and a few attempted buys with GTI. I just wasn't filled in the first one right here, and then this one was kind of too quick and ugly looking. That's all I have for right now. Okay, it is 9:03 p.m. and I am here to call it off. Overall, I'm going to be down on the day just 75 pennies, and that was a scratch trading NSAV. It was a round number and a high day breakout setup, and even though I only had a $200 position, I thought worst case scenario, I'll hit my $100 loss. And the idea was is that I thought, worst case scenario might drop to this 80 sub penny level, and it didn't get that far off from that level. It did get as low as 92. I don't know how hard it would have been, but I considered worst case scenario was a setup not working. It didn't ultimately break out. And then we break the day low, and I'm cutting the trade. I'm not able to get out at the day low before it breaks it. And it seems like it would have been hard to have cut losses because it was not just dropping very quickly, but it was a widespread and there wasn't much volume. So this thing actually played out worst case scenario, but I did get out of it very quickly because of the fact that it was looking like again that 14 level was going to break through, but another big seller showed up at 139 and it didn't allow it to uptrend, and I got out of it. I did try that one setup with GTII right here. I wasn't able to get filled, and then this one just kind of happened all ugly looking, but it still played out. And at that point, I had no longer interest in this stock, and that was pretty much it for day trading. That's it for today. Just that one setup with NSAV and that attempted buy right here, and this attempted setup that I was looking at. That's it for today. Hopefully I can be able to trade the setups that actually work and avoid the ones that don't work or somehow manage to not be filled. That's all I have for today.